Hello there, Cancer. Welcome to DragonTaleTarot. My name is Ariel, and this is your astrology and tarot reading for March 16th through 31st, 2020. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm so glad to have you back if you are returning to the channel. And if you are brand new or a new subscriber, thanks so much for coming by and being with me as well. As always, I do invite anyone who hasn't yet done so to reach out, hit that subscribe button, and join the Dragon family. Also, give it that dragon claw up by clicking the like button to let me know that you enjoy this content. First, a few quick notes before we get started that this is a general reading. It will not resonate with every single Cancer out there, so if these messages do resonate with you, they're meant for you. If they don't resonate with you, kick them on out to another Cancer or revisit this reading, later in the week, and it might make more sense or come into clearer focus. This will mostly correspond with Cancer's Sun, Moon, Venus, and rising signs, and all Cancer cross-watchers, that being friends, loved ones, or interested parties in a Cancer, are welcome to join us as well. If you're interested in a personal reading, or if you want information regarding the card decks I use, or if you'd like to make a donation to the channel, all of that information will be below in the description box, always on all of my video listings. So let's go ahead and start talking about your astrology for the second half of March, Cancer. So we've been working through lots of Pisces energy. The sun has been moving in Pisces. We're almost done with that cycle. Mercury, the planet of communication, also been moving in the sign of Pisces. We actually had that Mercury retrograde that we're still kind of recovering from. So there's been a lot of nice watery, mystical, intuitive energy coming your way. That's all been working out in the area of the 9th house for you universally. The 9th house is the Sagittarius house. So this does, give you a greater influence of education, travel, movement, whether you're traveling at home, in your mind, or actually physically going somewhere. Lots of teaching and learning going back and forth for you, Cancer, so don't be surprised if there's a lot of energy still in those areas. As we move into the time of Aries, that's when the sun goes into the sign of Aries on March 19th, which triggers the spring equinox, the beginning of spring. That's going to put the sun into that next house, the 10th house, universally for you. Aries is a sign that's a little bit harder for you, Cancer. It creates what we call a square, which is a 90-degree angle. It literally creates that square shape. So it's like by aspect, it's a harder energy for you. It creates more friction, more potential conflict, and a feeling of challenge. So the time of Aries is not always the easiest for you, Cancer. I will say that it does really give you quite a boost if you're working on something that's very important to you, something that's really part of your higher calling, or you feel your life purpose or mission. It really does push you to the forefront, because that 10th house that it's lighting up is that Capricorn house. Has to do with big business, public image, moving up in work, gaining more responsibility, usually gaining more income, etc. So, if that's what's happening with you right now, don't be afraid to step up into a higher place of responsibility. A lot of Cancers are more homebodies. They don't always want to be up in the public image, or the public spotlight, I should say. But this might be a month that's really kind of pushing you forward into a more public area where you have to speak to more people, take on a little more responsibility. But I think it will be worth it if you do. So the next thing, of course, I would talk about for this first half of the month is Venus will be in the sign of Taurus, which is very nice for you for the rest of March. That's going to be very gentle, very sweet energy. It really does, encourage you to be more connected with others, more socially conscious, more aware of what's happening in the world at large, and how to help those around you. So on that note, let's go ahead and start getting into your cards, Cancer. We do have as well a lot of Capricorn energy. We've got 4 planets in Capricorn for the rest of March. All of that, as you know, if you've been following my channel for a while, is transiting your universal seventh house of relationships. And so Cancer, your relationships have been going through quite a lot of changes, very foundational, deep reaching changes that, you know, have a lot to do with changing, you know, the very structure of your psyche and your inner emotional state of being. Yeah, lots is going on with you, Cancer. So let's go ahead and check some cards for you. I'm going to pull a few majors just to see what some major themes are for you for the second half of March. And we're also going to do a full tarot spread to get some deeper details and advice for you. Dear angels, divine beings of light, guardians, ancestors, helpers, and healers, please be with the Sun, Moon, Venus, and rising sign of Cancer as we do their reading for March 16th through 31st, 2020. Please protect their energy as well as mine throughout the session, and please bring clear, accurate messages through for their highest good. Thank you so much. Ooh, two almost wanted to come. I'm going to pull them both, and look at that. Wow. Woo, Cancer. Boom. Doesn't get a lot more positive and solar energy than that. This is very Leo energy, both from the Strength card and from the Sun, both very connected to Leo. So could be a very positive or, you know, very influential Leo in your life right now, or you might have a lot of Leo in your personal birth chart. That's very possible with this. But if not, this is really just coming through with really a lot of positivity, a lot of great outcomes with that Sun card. Very optimistic, very bright. So even if you've been feeling kind of down, kind of negative, kind of pessimistic about things, this is really telling you to, you know, embrace a higher-minded approach. Try your very best to, you know, keep that chin up and don't give in to those sad feelings, because this is beautiful. This is positive. It's victory. It's innocence. It's rewards coming through. And that Strength card, you know, is all about balancing the spirit and the physical nature. So very, very strong start with just those two guys coming out. So let's pull a chakra crystal card to see what is the best chakra to focus on and what could be a good crystal to use to balance it. Ooh, like this. Cancer, this is your stone, if there ever was one, is the Moonstone. You are ruled by the Moon, Cancer. So the Moonstone is a perfect stone for Cancer. It's highly recommended, I would say. If you work with crystals, work with gemstones at all, definitely if you're a Cancer, have a Moonstone. I even have one. This is just a regular kind of you know, there's a lot of different colors of moonstone. The one in this is definitely a rainbow moonstone, which has that pretty shimmery blue iridescence in it, but really any moonstone will do. This one's more of a pearl, kind of beigey color. There's lots of different kinds. But this is about the moon cycle. So these full moon cycles, we just had the full moon in Virgo, and the next full moon will be the Libra full moon. And so, you know, pay attention to those full moon cycles. We're also coming up to the new moon in Aries on the 24th. I will be hopefully making some videos all about that new moon cycle, because the new moon in Aries is a very fresh new cycle beginning. Aries is the first sign of the zodiac. So literally when we go into the sun sign in Aries, it's like the new year is starting again astrologically. So this is also corresponding with your crown chakra, which is right up here at the crown of the head. So to me, this also tells me two things. Is one, you should be nurturing yourself. Take good care of yourself, because the moonstone is a very nurturing energy. Also, be taking care of the kind of intuitive messages, even things that come through in your dreams. You know, pay attention to those intuitive feelings that you have, because the crown is all about where we get a lot of messages through the divine. So let's pull, on that note, a guardian angel card for you. A lot of people these days right now are very on edge, worried, nervous, anxious about health especially. It's interesting to me, you know, this last full moon we had is the Virgo full moon, and Virgo is all about health. and medicine. And so in a lot of ways, astrologically, it makes perfect sense that these big health concerns, you know, would come up very, very strongly during this time. So let's see which guardian angel is speaking to you, which one you should reach out to during these uncertain feelings. And look at that, Angel of Decisions. There was another sign, I think it might have been Aries or Taurus, might have had this card. But the Angel of Decisions is a very strong, and especially if you do have a decision to make, if there are choices that need to be made, and this can help you to get more grounded, more solid within yourself. So if you feel kind of, you know, conflicted, if you feel like there's two different things pulling you in two different or more directions, you know, reach out to your guardian angel that will help you with these decisions. And I think that, you know, these guardian angel cards, they also carry over quite a bit to like our passed on loved ones, ancestors, spirit guides that are very strongly with us. And there's nothing wrong with reaching out and saying, hey guys, you know, I'm having a hard time with this choice. I'm having a hard time with something I need to make a choice on. Please help me out and see what comes through, because your intuition is very strong right now with that crown chakra being activated. So let's move Mr. Dragon over. I'm going to grab the tarot. I'm going to be using the Grand Lux Tarot for the main spread. I will be clarifying when necessary with the Rider-Waite. And so let's dig in, Cancer, and see what the second half of March is bringing your way. Ooh, Cancer. Got some booming energy here. What a spread. Okay, so let's get started. Right in the center we have Temperance. This is the Sagittarius energy card. So if you have again, you seem to have a lot of fire energy coming up. You got the Leo strength, you got Sagittarius with Temperance. So I'm telling you, if you have, you know, some fire signs around you, that doesn't surprise me at all. But Temperance is all about balance, moderation, keeping your balance between your intuition and your logic. So absolutely be balancing that right now. I'm going to pull a clarifier just to see if more messages come up around this card, but that's a very positive card. It really denotes, you know, a sense of balance, stability, making good choices from both the head and the heart, and, you know, kind of that victory that comes from those good choices. So, Cancer, if you've got choices to make right now, I really think that you're going to come through them really, really okay. And look at that, absolutely. Oh, Cancer, look at that Seven of Cups. You do have a lot of choices on the table. For some of you, it's much more than just two. There's a lot of options. So this, to me, when that comes up, it's like you've really got quite a lot to pick from, which is sometimes very frustrating because it's like, oh, how do I choose? So this is really telling you to feel this out for yourself, you know, because with that Seven of Cups, you know, you can see the different cards and it's like he's sitting there like, which one? And some of them are kind of, you know, you don't know what's in them, or there's a snake that might bite you in one of them, right? You know, but some of them have the jewels and the treasure. So it's like, you know, feel those out for yourself, Cancer. You don't even, the magic key to me with the Seven of Cups is you don't even have to make that choice yet. If you just say, you know what, I don't like any of these options, I'm just going to wait this out a little longer, there's nothing wrong with that either. I don't see like a massive imperative that you have to make a decision, but there are some things coming up that you will have to make some choices on. So the immediate past, we have that Ten of Cups, very positive energy you're coming from. I feel that, you know, with this last cycle we've gone through with the Pisces sun, there's a lot of good things that have come through with that. a lot of lessons learned, a lot of things being brought to the surface. So hopefully that's brought you into a better, stable, emotional, peaceful place going forward. Into the immediate future, we have the Emperor. And I think that's amazing because the Emperor is an Aries energy card. We're going into the sun's going to be in Aries on March 19th. We're bringing in all that fresh Aries energy. So this is really coinciding with that. The Emperor is about leadership. And, you know, like I said, you could be really stepping into much more responsibility, more positions of authority, strength, etc. when especially it comes to career and public image. And that Emperor could definitely be coming through because that is Aries. Aries is going to be in your universal 10th house. And there you go. It's like you are stepping into a stronger role of leadership and authority, Cancer. So let's bring up a clarifier for that Emperor card. Ooh, the Emperor and the Empress. So Cancer, not for all of you, but for some of you, this is like the power couple. So, you know, if you are in a relationship that's very strong, this is going to get stronger. If you're in a business partnership, this could very potentially get stronger. Or if you haven't yet come into that, whether it's romantic or business related, whatever it is, this is a very strong partnership because they are both leaders in their own right. The Emperor and the Empress are both very, very strong. She is abundant, creative, imaginative, nurturing, mothering, and you know, the Emperor is a very strong, mature leader coming in there. So wow, going forward. And even if this isn't about a partnership, which for not all Cancers it will be, a lot of you it will be a partnership, but for those of you it's not, I see you coming into fulfilling both of these roles in your own life where you really just are balanced, both the masculine and feminine sides of yourself, where you're really, really stepping up and becoming quite a force to be reckoned with. So on the undercurrent, here's what you're focusing on right now. Knight of Pentacles. So a lot of Cancers out there, you are just focused on one day at a time, steady as it goes. You know, slow but steady wins the race, making sure that you have what you need, getting the work done, putting in the effort, and being very patient, Cancer. This is a thing where it's like you're not willing to rush ahead just to get to a conclusion. You are definitely taking your time and building something that is meant to last. And then look at that. We have the Star coming up on top of that Knight of Pentacles. So, oh, Cancer, y'all have been through hell and back, let me tell you. And relationships have been hard. Partnerships have been hard. A lot of things have been very difficult. But here you go. There's that Star. The Star is Aquarius energy, and it really shows that you have come to a higher plateau. You are working towards a really, really beautiful conclusion, a really beautiful new state of being. And right now the message from the divine, look at that, there is your Hermit card, which is all about following your own truth. He follows that lantern, that star, which guides him. And so Cancer, you might, again, you know, you are such a homebody sign, and you might really be feeling that need to just pull away from, you know, other people and just really go within. You might be feeling really introverted this last, you know, half of March. But Spirit says that that's totally okay. You're meant to do that. You're meant to have some time to yourself to truly get clear with what it is that you value, that you want, that you are focused on going forward. So let's get a clarifier for him. Ooh, yes, another Knight comes up, top and bottom. I like that the Knight on the undercurrent is the Knight of Pentacles, and the Knight on the top is the Knight of Cups, because this is that water. Like I said, lots of balance here between, you know, the Star is the same, the Temperance. It's like they all have one foot in the water, one foot on the earth, and here's your water, and there was your earth. So it's like, Cancer, this is a time to really balance your head and your heart, your logic and your intuition. To me, this is also saying that if you're thinking about either a relationship or, you know, if you're, apply it as it fits for you. If you're single, this could be you contemplating, well, what is that I really want in a relationship? If you're coupled, it's like, how can I take this relationship to the next level? If there's things that need to be healed in an existing relationship or reconciled, this is definitely coming in, you know, with that cup of love and saying, do I want to heal this? How will I heal this? How will I go forward? So this is totally a beautiful reading so far, y'all. But let's get you some advice on how to bring all this about, because it's quite nice. Strength card again, guys. And the Empress again. Wow. Okay, so here we go. Suggested approach. There it is. There's the Strength card from another deck popping up. So again, this is a balance between spiritual matters. That's what the woman represents. And then the lion is our physical being. You know, and that lion on the negative side can represent jealousy, anger, you know, emotions out of control, that kind of, you know, all those things that we go through as a physical being. And that's why he needs to balance with spirit that says, you know, we can calm that down. We can go to a higher minded place with that. You know, so that's really where to stay, because the more that you keep those two elements of yourself in balance, Cancer, that is how you really bring about that stronger side of yourself. And let's clarify that. Yes, and look at that. There's your own energy. The King of Cups is definitely a Cancer person. And this to me is all about healing and the mastery of your emotions. So absolutely, this is really saying for a lot of Cancers, you are emotionally maturing, you're growing, you're learning, you've been through so much that it's like you're learning how to better express yourself, you're learning how better to cope with things when they're really difficult, going into what you need to know. Check that out. 3 of Wands. Beautiful. So this is what you need to know to get through this, to make this successful, is really, you don't need to chase anybody down here. This is waiting for your ships to come in. You've been putting in the work. You've been making the daily effort to go forward and ground yourself and do the work, and you should stop doing that. But this is really saying there is a part of this where it's like, sit back, relax, you've done your job, and now it's time to let those riches come to you. And what's meant to come to you will come to you, Cancer. What's not meant to come to you will not. So it's like, but there is that assurance with that card that is what is meant to be will be. So let's clarify that a little bit. Yes, look at that. We got the 4 of Swords over this. So to me, yes, absolutely. This is hang back, relax, recover, rejuvenate, take good care of yourself while you're waiting for that ship to come into port. So here we go, hopes and fears for some of my Cancers. I really do get the sense that you're hoping for maybe a reconciliation, something from the past to be healed, because that 6 of Cups is very strongly focused in that direction. The 6 of Cups is really about, you know, good memories from the past, things that made you really happy, and kind of hoping to restore some of those good feelings again, no matter where it is. And look at that Ace of Swords. So I think that, you know, through this next half of March, and, you know, I would say through the time of Aries for sure, if not this, you know, second half of this month, there's going to be a lot of clarity around what it is. It's like, can it be healed? Can it be reconciled? Spirit's going to come through and show you if it can be. And look at your outcome. I love it. The Empress card came out again, guys. And, you know, this is Taurus energy, and this is Libra that are associated with this. So, you know, getting into the later part of April, first couple weeks, 3 weeks of May, this could be a very strong time, and also through the time of Libra, late September, early October, this could be another power time. But to me, this is just telling me you are coming into your own. You are very strong. The Empress is so nurturing, loving, to me, it's like she is a little bit of that Cancerian energy, because it's a very, very mothering kind of, you know, knows how to nurture something. And it doesn't matter if you align male or female, this is about the energy of it. And the Empress is that very strong, high vibration, feminine energy. It doesn't matter if you align with male or female, it doesn't matter. These are about the energy of it, not about the physicality. So whether, you know, whether or not you identify male or female, the Empress is a very, very feminine and very loving, nurturing. She knows how to grow things. She knows how to bring things to fruition. You know, so you can take this as it resonates, but for some of you, it's literally nurturing a child or a pet or animals. And for some of you, it's like nurturing a business, nurturing a project, something that you really love and cherish, and you want to see it grow into fullness. Ah, just beautiful. And very connected with the earth. So Cancer, be out in nature, be with the animals, be with the birds, be with the earth. Very strong coming up there. And yes, because Cancer, look at that. You got that Nine of Swords. This is what you've been dealing with for so long, is anxiety, worries, fears, sleepless nights, all that stuff coming to an end, because you're embracing that Empress energy and getting away from all that pain, all that suffering. So let's move into a spirit animal card. We're going to pull one of these guys, see which animal spirit's closest with you right now for a last bit of affirmation here. Okay, I like this. So the coyote came up, the revealer of the truth. Don't take things too seriously. Make time to play. Great wisdom comes from laughing at your own folly. Look out for traps and tricks of life and learn from them. So yes, Cancer, don't forget your sense of humor. Make sure to laugh at things as much as you can. Keep a lighthearted feeling around them. Yes, and just be able to see, you know, the higher meaning of it all, even if you've made mistakes or other people have. You know, be willing to let those go. Be willing to laugh them off a little bit, because it is human nature. So this was a beautiful reading, guys. Absolutely loved it. Have a beautiful rest of your March, and I'll see you very soon. Take care.